the problem was that we never had a system. So we were always like very activity focused. We had several approaches, like a cold outbound, cold outreach in several ways, lead gen on Meta, on LinkedIn, and so on. But I think what I missed always was a system. So this was my main problem, to have an end-to-end process which I can rely on and without guessing and hoping. So I think the main problem was guessing and hoping always for business outcomes. Yeah.
So now if we make a jump in time, how is it today? Which results did you achieve and how did you achieve them? Can you share some details?
Yeah, of course. I've opened my spreadsheet here so I can give you the real numbers. Yeah, we started our own campaign, our own funnel in this January 2026. We spent since January, end of January, 7,500 euros. This is the ad spend so far. We generated 43 leads. We generated 12 demo bookings, and we converted 6 of them into a client. So this is a sales closing rate of 50%, and we generated in total almost 60K of revenue.
Oh, yeah. That's 8.5x ROI, or what you should say is the ROI?
Yeah, on revenue. Yeah, exactly. We used the psychology, the asset creation, so the whole approach for our clients as well, and this leads to a really good pitch.
What did you like in our cooperation?
Almost everything, or not almost, but everything. It's like I said, the most important thing for me was always to spend my time right, to spend my money right. And I think this was something like you could demonstrate your process, your experience, your tools, your mindset, and this was for me, really good combinations. For me, it's not just a system. So we are speaking here a lot about AI and systems and processes and outcome driven and so on. But I think it's also really important to have a personal good fit. So and this is what I really like about working with you.
Hey Jan, good to meet you. How are things going?
Hey Manuel, thank you. I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, also I'm looking very much forward to our interview because we've been together for some months, and I'm impressed by your progress and your results building your marketing agency. But
yes, me too.
That's good to hear. Before we dive into the details, can you just give a quick overview who you are and what your business does?
Yeah, of course. I'm Jan. I'm from Hamburg, Germany. I'm the founder of RocketBAM. RocketBAM is a growth agency specialized in the target group of B2B SaaS. So we are helping companies from the tech industry to generate a pipeline. This is our goal, and we are really specialized in this one topic.
Okay, so you already worked in marketing for some years. Can you maybe give a bit of your background and experience in marketing?
Yeah, I have to be honest, since 2005, I started my career in the marketing industry. Since 2012 in the let's say in the SaaS industry, so very tech focused and performance focused. And since today, as I told you, RocketBAM is helping companies from the tech industry generating leads. So we are really AI focused, tech focused, performance focused. This is my background. Yeah.
Okay, excellent, awesome. So, what was your challenge before you started working with FlashHub and building your marketing agency, basically?
I think I could write a book, but let me explain it in a few words. No, I think the main problem was, as I told you, I'm already since 2010-5 in the marketing industry, and I think I'm very experienced. But the problem was that we never had a system. So we were always like very activity focused. We had several approaches, like a cold outbound, cold outreach in several ways, lead gen on Meta, on LinkedIn, and so on. But I think what I missed always was a system. So this was my main problem, to have an end-to-end process which I can rely on, and without guessing and hoping. So I think the main problem was guessing and hoping always for business outcomes. Yeah. I would
Okay. So
describe it
business
like this.
outcomes, you mean leads, clients, revenue? This side?
Exactly. Yeah. Of course, I'm business owner, and I'm always focused on business results, not on activities. And I think this was the main issue. Yeah.
Okay. And so I think you need it for yourself to get leads and clients and grow your business, because in the beginning you started with your network, and that's cool. That's how it always
Yeah.
starts. But then
Yeah.
you want to streamline and systemize and get leads and clients independently from your network, but also have a system to build these sales funnels for your clients.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now if we make a jump in time, how is it today? Which results did you achieve and how did you achieve them? Can you share some details?
Yeah, of course. I've opened my spreadsheet here, so I can give you the real numbers. Yeah, we started our own campaign, our own funnel in this January 2026, and so far I can share with you some numbers. We spent since January, end of January, 7,500 euros. This is the ad spend so far to this date. Then we generated, just a second, amount of leads. We generated 43 leads. 12 of them converted into a sales call, so converted from lead to MQL, marketing qualified lead. We generated 12 demo bookings, and we converted 6 of them into a client. So this is a sales closing rate of 50%, and we generated in total almost 60K of revenue.
Oh, yeah. That's a 8.5x ROI, or what you should say is the ROI?
Yeah, on revenue. Yeah, exactly. ROI of 9. Yeah, almost. Yeah.
All right, cool. And I mean, that shows clearly again that optimizing for cheap leads is the wrong path, because your leads are not cheap, right? Yeah. And that's not the goal. Your cheap convert into sales calls. I mean, you pay 600 euro for a sales call, right? Which everyone would think, oh my God, that's very high. But in reality, if you convert every second sales call into a paying client, you just pay 1,200 euros or dollars for a new client. And if you're making 10K plus with a client, so that's the economics everyone needs to get right. Yeah. And what helped you from our AI marketing system and the client acquisition system that you've implemented right now? What do you think is special and helped you achieve this success?
Yeah, there are a lot of things, but like I told you in the beginning, that we always tried and tested a lot of activities, a lot of campaign approaches. Mm-hmm. I think this is quite good, because you need to understand the marketing landscape. So I think this is it's beneficial, but the problem was always that there was no system. So we couldn't say this one approach leads to, I don't know, 6 clients like now, or 7 clients. So and this is, I think, the main thing that changed. So now we are able to really forecast our pipeline and to make a smart decision at the beginning. So how much ad spend we want to, or media budget we want to allocate, and how it's gonna develop the pipeline and so on. And these, I think these questions are not answered quite well when you don't have a system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you just share a bit about the components of the system, like the KPI funnel planner, the micro testing, the way to create psychologically optimized video ads, and the AI targeting and such things?
Yeah, you mentioned already the the topics. Yeah, we start with a marketing strategy. So we have to be really clear about the ICP, about the target persona. This is also, I think, a big misunderstanding, that you want to go broad and you want to go target as many verticals as possible. I think the opposite is the right way. So you really have to be specific at the beginning, and so you have to have a good marketing strategy in place, ICP and offer definition and offer positioning, and the value proposition and so on. Then you go to the asset creation, and after that to the optimization of your campaign, and to make via iteration cycles, the KPIs better and better. Yeah.
Okay. And how? I mean, you use this also for your clients or just for your own funnel?
No, also for our clients.
So you have the same system.
Exactly. Yeah. So we use the psychology, the asset creation, so the whole approach for our clients as well, and this leads to a really good pitch. So I can pitch my clients so you're sitting here with me, and you're a CEO of a tech company, and this is what we do for you for your pipeline as well. So it's a good pitch. Yeah.
It's very authentic, and you have an easy demo call.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And like now you have this entire AI marketing system, and you generated almost 70K in revenue in just 4 months, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. How many employees or people do you have in your team?
2. Only 2.
Okay. And what are they full-time or part-time?
It's part-time only. So one of my approaches, or the main approaches, I want to build a AI-led marketing agency, and I think I'm in the middle of it, building this kind of agency. And my employees, beside the one person, are agents. So I with the help of your system and adding of my own agents, we are now able to streamline the whole process. Like I would have, I don't know, 10 employees or 15 employees. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the magic, and that's why you have pretty good profit margins.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
You remember when you were in the marketing space, in the agency space, like 5 to 10 years ago, everyone was bragging about, oh, we have 10, 20, 30 employees, right? And today I'm proud saying I just have 1 or 2 employees, but I'm making hundreds of thousands of revenue.
Yeah, it changed the whole world. Like, as you said, in the past it was like, how many people do you have? So the brand was always like, how many people do you have? Is it possible to serve us well? Because we need people for that. And now the question are totally different. The question is not anymore how many people you have. The question is, how is your process and what is your outcome? And there's no question about employees anymore. And
and it's not a question about revenue or headcount. It's a question about profitability and freedom.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. What is the outcome? Can what you are telling us leads? Is this leading into an outcome?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we both have experience leading a marketing agency with more employees, right? And I lost my hair during this time. You still look very good and healthy. But when I remember how hard it was managing all these people and hiring them, and then they leave, and these high dependencies, and this whole, like, we need a kicker, we need team events, we need all that stuff. I was constantly just like trying to please people, and the results were just dropping because our costs constantly increase, and people were just there for, I don't know, like to have fun at work. I mean, that's important, but in the end, the outcome also must be there. Did you have a similar experience?
Yeah, really the same as you told. Really the same. It was always it was not about the customer. It was always about internal things. Like as you said, we had a feel good manager. Yeah, of course, we are humans, so it's totally normal that when you have employees, you want to care about them. So this should be like that. But the question is, if you want to have more and more humans, it's very questionable if you want to have more humans to have more caring topics. So I think this is something you don't want to have. I think you want to have employees, of course, but with this approach, I think an employee can now be with less stress, more happiness, at the same time delivering a better result. So this is, I think, in the time now we are here to make this possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm also for having employees, but having the right people that are fit, love the job, right? And in these days, like 10 years ago or so, when we had bigger agencies, then like it was just about, okay, you have time, you can breathe, you are hired, because there was staff shortages everywhere, and we just had no alternatives, right? And now I have alternatives to also with the funnel, right? We hire all our employees through the funnel. We have HR funnels, and then our employees are responsible for managing like 5 to 10 agents, right? And that's the structure.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're like more orchestrating than I don't know, doing activities all the day. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
cool. I mean, that also opens up the opportunity to make, I don't know, 5 to 10 million in revenue with less than 10 employees.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think this is something new. This is the beginning of the new era, and in the first time of, I don't know, human history, let's say, it's possible to to really be outcome driven and not scaling through headcount or I don't know.
It's just so inefficient, and all this inefficiency, they just burn the profits and the freedom of everyone. So that cannot be the purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think scaling is now really possible and not just a phrase.
Yeah, absolutely. What did you like in our cooperation?
Almost everything, or not almost, but everything. It's like I said, the most important thing for me was always to spend my time right, to spend my money right, and I think every business owner should be aware of time and budget. You have to really think about twice or triple where to spend your awareness and time and money. And I think this was something like you could demonstrate your process, your experience, your tools, your mindset, and this was for me a really good combination. So I was really sure about that we will deliver outcomes or results. Yeah.
So high confidence, which is also very important if you want to start a business.
High confidence, yeah, of course, yes.
Yeah, cool. And is there something like we didn't discuss that you want to share? Something that you liked, something that impressed you, something that you didn't expect or so?
Yeah, I think we both could always. This is something for me. It's not just a system. So we are speaking here a lot about AI and systems and processes and outcome driven and so on. But I think it's also really important to have a personal good fit. So and this is what I really like about working with you guys. Not only you, but Flesher in general. And for me, it's really important to be with the right people. And so not just with my private people here around me, but also with my business friends and network. And this is also a thing that really impressed me.
Yeah. Would you think it's important to learn from people who achieved what you want to achieve?
Yeah, of course, they can lead you better the way. So who can explain me the right way better than a person who has already done the journey? So it's really it's that simple, but also that hard, because you have to find these people who has already been through the journey, and this is not that simple.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, if we have a person who is a SaaS business owner and this person is watching this video, I would recommend you go to Jan because he is specialized in SaaS. Where can they find him?
On LinkedIn, on LinkedIn, or go on rocketbam.com. The first step is in growth planning session. So we could go through your KPIs, making a forecast if the funnel is profitable for you. This is the first start with us, and we are happy to go through an productive first session.
Awesome, excellent, cool. That's it. And I think I'm looking forward very much to hitting the first million in revenue per year. With a few employees, 2 to 3 or so, and then we celebrate in Hamburg.
Yeah, really good. Or
somewhere else, Mallorca, Barcelona, where it's better weather.
In Mallorca is better.
Excellent. All right.
Okay, thank you, Manuel.
Cool. Then take care.
Cheers. Yeah, take care. Bye. Thank you.